Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. I'm Kayla. Thanks for stopping by and checking out what I'm doing today. I have a lot going on today, but I got up in the wee hours of the morning because I can't sleep because I have a lot running through my mind. So I have my little Addy machine here. And so I want to make some little capybaras. And so to do that, I'm going to use my Addy machine. And I'm thinking I'm going to do like 60 rows, cinch up both ends, double it, and see how that works out. I know I said I wasn't into designing patterns, but I want to make several of these to put in my booth. And I just think that this is going to be the fastest way to make them. Now, the colors I'm using today is, I love this yarn, and I'm using cinnamon. This color is cinnamon. And this color here is coffee for the nose. Okay, so I'm going to start with the cinnamon for the head and the body. And I'm going to do 60 rows. And just see how that works. It may not be enough rows. It may be too many rows. I don't know. I'm just kind of playing with it to figure it out. And if this turns out that it's not big enough to be a capybara, I will turn it into like a little owl or something like that. I can turn it into something. So, let me see. Where is my... my little thing that I use to weight my yarn down a little bit. Not everybody uses a weight, but I like to. When I first get started, it just gives the well, I guess I won't be using it because I can't find it. There's one. There's one. So I'm just going to clip this on the end of my yarn to give it a little weight. Alright. And I'm going to get at the beginning of my black needles and weave in and out all the way around. I'm going to make sure my machine is cleared to 0. Although I don't know if this really keeps up with the numbers that well. In, out, and lock it in. Okay. So I'm going to, I usually put the yarn in a box down here below my feet, between my feet on the floor, but I'm going to stick it behind me this time because I don't have that box in here with me, and I'm trying to be quiet. This is going to be loud. I'm trying to be quiet. Okay, so, let me go the first round by hand. Sometimes mine is real jumpy on that first round. Alright. Now, it's going a lot better. And I'm going to try to just take in 60 rows here. At some point it's going to start pulling out of my yarn over here. But here we go. And I'm going to need to hold this tight. Okay, that's 10 rows, and so I'm going to do the other 50 rows and then come back, so you don't have to listen to that or watch this the whole time. I just wanted you to see how I was using this to do it. Alright, I got my 60 rows, so I'm going to cut my yarn, and to make sure I have a long enough piece, I'm just going to stretch it across there, and yeah, it's long enough. Okay, so I need to take this off, and I'm going to get my favorite little pink needle. I don't know why it's my favorite needle, but it is. It's just a pink needle. But it's a good hard plastic. Okay. So, anytime when you're using a knitting machine, I will tell you this. Anytime you change your tension, it changes what your project looks like. You really should try to keep that tension. Golly, the yarn scared me to death. I touched my arm down to it, and I thought something was there. I tried to kill a big spider earlier today, and it got away from me. And so, you know, I'm just like convinced that the spider's like hunting me down. It wasn't even in here, but it's hunting me down and coming for me. Alright, so after I take a few of these off, it will get faster. And this is the part I hate of it the most. Because sometimes I can't see the stitches. Oh. Alright. I hope this is long enough. I think it's going to be for what I'm going to try to do. I think it's going to be just fine. If not, like I said, I can turn it into something else. But I would like to make several of these today and then try to take my stuff up there. I don't have a lot of things to take for the booth tomorrow, but I do have a few things. And I would like to take several of these. And one more stitch. And I got it. Okay. So I'm going to put... well, look there. Did I drop a stitch? No, I don't think I did. But I need my yarn back through my needle. I'm glad I didn't pull that on through without noticing that. I tell y'all, the things I do when I'm trying to create. Okay. Alright. I'm going to set my machine off to the side. Because really what I want to do is... I'm going to use that piece right there that I was trying to do something on a knitting machine, and it didn't work out. And so I took it off, and I saved the brown yarn, but not saved that dark brown coffee. Is that a... How did I not get that stitch? Okay, but I can pick it up right now. I think this is going to look my best. There is where I was knitting along and it was loose yarn, and then I let it start coming out of the skein, and then it got real tight again because the skein's a fairly new skein. It hasn't been used for anything before, so the stitches are all tight and nice up here, loosey-goosey right here. I mean, it's very usable, but you can just tell where my tension changed, most definitely. can always tell on a project. And it's going to have an inside piece and an outside piece, so that can just be the inside piece. It didn't take long at all to crank this little capybara out. And so, yeah, I never would have thought I'd be making rodents. But here we are, making a rodent. And I also made these little axolotls. Those I did 25, no, I did 50. 50 rows and 50 rows. And so Zika came down today, or yesterday rather, and said, he was sitting here talking to me and just telling me everything under the sun that he could think of. So I said, hey, let me ask you a question. And I said, what is this? And he said, axolotl? And I was like, yeah. He's like, okay, why did you ask me that? I was like, I just wanted to make sure it was recognizable for a kid. And he's like, yeah. So, now, I cinched up that end. I'm going to cinch up my other end and save the tails. If they're long enough. They may not be long enough to use, but then they might. Alright. So I'm going to crochet the nose piece and some ears and maybe some little feetsies. We'll see how all that works out. Doing it again. Okay. Oh, have mercy. Alright, so I cinched up this end, and I'm just going to run the tail of my yarn right through here. Now, let's see how this looks. Okay. Now, I don't know if it's quite long enough. I'm going to put some stuffing in it, but I am going to take my stuffing back out of it so I can put my eyes on it. But I'm just going to stick some stuffing up in it to see how the shape is and if it's long enough. Because I want to make it... That's a lot of stuffing. I don't know what I was thinking. I want to make it, you know, long like this. And if that doesn't turn out, I'll stand him up like an owl. But I also could run some browns of these through and make some couch potatoes. I might get a different shade of brown to do that. Like a little bit of a lighter brown to make couch potatoes. I just thought the cinnamon color would look good for a capybara. Okay, so here we go. Now I want to take about this much of it and make a head, and that much of it for the body. So that was 60 rows. So this one is going to be little bitty. And then I might make the next one 80 rows. I just wonder. Let's see. I found rulers today. I have been needing a ruler and did not have one. And I kept thinking, okay, when I go to Dollar Tree, I'm going to look for a ruler. And I never could even remember to look for them when I was there. But today, I actually found... Lordy be. I did find rulers today. But it's hard to dig in a drawer when you don't have anything to dig with. And it's a little bit painful too, because all these nerves in this are very, very sensitive. When I bump that or hit it, it hurts really bad. But I can just use this. Okay. So I'm just looking to see if I was to go 10 stitches. Let me just find somewhere and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That would give a little over an extra inch, which would be okay if I went 70 inches. If I went 80 inches, 80 inches, listen to me, dang, 80 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 would be 2 more inches, and I know that would be plenty enough. But 1.5 inches might be. Okay, so what I was thinking is, tying it off and making its head right there, and then this its body. What you guys think? So I need to decide, and it's going to have a nose piece on there. So I guess I might crochet the nose first. That way, I'll know, I won't do it. And then put the nose on first, then the eyes, so it'll all set right. Right? Okay. That's what I was thinking too. Y'all understand what I'm saying. So I put the eyes on, then I make the nose, and it might be too big or something for those eyes. So where is my 5 hook? Oh, there it is. I did want to... I might have said this in a video, I don't know. But I got this hook holder from 3 AM Grace Designs, and I was showing it on a video. And it's a very pretty hook holder, and it's got nice big spots to put hooks. If you hadn't seen that, it does. Has nice big spots to put hooks. I have another hook holder that I really do like, but it only holds small hooks. These hooks are too heavy for it, and it makes everything fall over and flip up and, such like that. But this is nice, and it's not really heavy. It feels kind of heavy because I have all these hooks in there. But it's nice for bigger hooks because it can hold them without falling over. So anyway, I had showed this, and someone pointed out that I'm missing 7 fingers, and I have 7 fingers. Isn't that funny? I would have never figured that out. Somebody pointed that out to me, that I have 7 finger hooks, and I'm missing 7 fingers. Yes. So this is by 3 AM Grace Designs. I can leave a link in the description box if y'all want to check that out. But let me see, my hook, that's what I needed. But anyway, I like it. It's nice. It's pretty to look at, and it holds my hooks. and they're not flipping over and such. I have another one that's great for little, not like this one, but another little crochet hook holder thing in my yarn room. And it's great for just sticking in some small hooks like these. Actually, it goes in like that. But anything, you know, a little bit bigger than that, it flips. So I'm just going to chain 2, and then I'm going to put 6 into that first chain. And this is where I struggle, is where I'm starting a project, so I probably should turn the camera off so you don't have to struggle with me. Sometimes it is really a struggle. And I am using a dark brown, but that's what color the nose needs to be. I mean, I could make capybaras in like a lighter pink and make their nose pink, darker pink, and such. Just the same with the axolotls. They could be any colors. Let's see, 2. Three. 4. 5 and 6. Whew. That was something to get through. And I still can't see the stitches that well, so I'm going to make sure I got the last stitch here and put my stitch marker through it. On this row, I'm going to increase in every stitch and make it these 6 stitches turn into 12. So that's what I'm going to do. And I have other things I want to record for this video, so I'm going to stop here, finish off my nose. I'm going to do, it's almost big enough like that, but I think I'm going to go ahead and increase to 12, and then that will be big enough. I am at my doctor's appointment. I haven't went in yet. I just drove up. I'm here a little early, so that's good. Let's just hope I'm on the right day. I'm pretty confident that I am on the right day. So, anyway, I have a lot to talk to my doctor about and discuss with him. Hopefully, good news. Hopefully we can figure out some things that will be helpful for me. Who knows? Well, I hope you're having a great day, and I appreciate you coming along with me for support today. It's always a lot when I have to go to the doctor, because I am a lot. I'm extra, and so my doctor's appointments are always extra. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it will go good. It took me forever to find a parking space, but I just kept praying and driving, and one opened up, and somebody was waiting on it, but then their vehicle wouldn't fit in the slot, and so my little bitty Kia Soul car will fit anywhere, so I got it. But I had waited behind her while she was waiting on this parking spot, so I waited for it. Alright, let's go. Let's go in case I have to do a lot of walking back and forth to different places. I hope not, but we'll see. Oh my goodness, I couldn't get out of the car. I was trying my best not to let the door hit the car beside me, and so I was able to protect that. But my bag got hung up, and I was having trouble getting out of the car, and when I finally stood up, there was a man wanting to get in that car that was beside me. It's a pretty day. Sun shining. It's a little cool this morning, but it's supposed to warm up. So like in the 80s. a little later today. Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Good. I am waiting to see the doctor. It's been a minute. They're trying to get it set up for me to go get labs done. Somebody that can draw labs through a port and also get my port flushed. So they're checking with oncology to see about getting that done. Because just going to the lab here, the lab technicians aren't allowed to access a port. So I gotta find somebody to do that, and oncology would be the best bet. I'm not talking very loud because people in the next room, I can hear them talking. So I'm sure they'd be able to hear me talking if I was talking real loud. But when I edit, I'll just try to edit the volume. Anyway, I'm waiting. Texting back and forth with Big Daddy a little bit. My desk is falling apart. I was telling him we gotta do something about my desk, and I don't know what we're gonna do, but my desk is breaking. So I was texting back and forth with him. Oh, that was a long day at the hospital. I was there for 3 hours. But I did get my port flushed, and so that's a good thing. It needed it. And he put in for my eye clinic appointment, and also he put me on another prescription. Another one. Every time you go to the doctor, you just get more prescriptions. Like, I was just want to be like, okay, take me off 2 to put me on 1, okay? Anyway, sitting here just trying to catch my breath for a minute. Because it was a long walk out to the car. I don't know if I'm going to go home and take a nap or go home and crochet. I did crochet on my mermaid hair a little bit while I was waiting. I was slow. I think I got about 3 strands done on it while I waited because I was crocheting really slow, the way I was having to hold it and everything. Anyway, I think I may go get something to drink. I need a drink. Sweet tea from Sonic. Yeah. Hey friends, so I made it back home today and immediately went to bed. I was wiped out. That's all I did today was go to the doctor and come home. That's all I had the energy for. I've just been wore completely out and just don't have any energy for anything else. So I'm gonna wrap this video up in this clip here while I'm just kind of cleaning off my desk and talking to you guys. But yeah, I didn't get anything else done. I barely made it home. I talked to my friend Angela on the way home from the doctor, and then Big Daddy called just as I was pulling in the driveway. So I talked to him for a moment, and he said, "What are you fixing to do?" I said, if I make it in the house, I'm going to bed. He said, okay. These are some pieces where I have tried and did not succeed in what I was trying to do. I was trying to make some tiny ears. I tried to crochet some, but I just could not see the stitches to do that. And so I tried to make some on the Addy machine, but this is too big. And then this is, I can't even tell what it is once I cinch up the ends. So it's a flop. This, I could still use the yarn, but it's a flop right now because they're too big for this little bitty capybara. I don't know. I don't know. I need to just think about that for a while, how to make some little bitty ears. Because I also need to make some little bitty feet. And it's hard to make little bitty feet. If I can figure out how to make them, I could probably make them all the same. Just make, little bitty feet and some little bitty ears. They'd all be the same, just in different places on the body. But I can't, it's this dark yarn, I can't see the stitches to even do it. And I need six things made with it. So I'm just going to throw all this away because I can't see it anyway. Still haven't got Big Daddy to tie these yet. Every time he comes by my desk, I'm busy doing something else and don't think to say anything about it. This could be the nose for a capybara. That could be the nose spot. I gotta figure out the ears and feet before I can proceed with that. This just needs to be closed up. And yeah. So anyway, went to my doctor's appointment today. And I don't know. So it's hard to explain how you feel when somebody can't feel what you're feeling. It's hard to make somebody feel what you're feeling when they don't feel that way. But no, it's hard to explain how, I feel and what's going on. And I did tell him about my CAT scan was scheduled for July. Towards the end of July, like July 23rd. And he just had a look on his face and was just like, what? Shook his head like he didn't understand. But he didn't do anything about it, which he's not the one that scheduled it. Somebody else did, and they probably just told that, hey, I need an appointment for this person, and it was just scheduled without really knowing what was going on or anything. But anyway, that's a long time to wait for a CAT scan. And right now, I'm just kind of overwhelmed. And I'd be fine not going to a doctor's appointment for a couple months. I get so sick of going. I do have one next week. I have that gastric empty study done next week. And so I do have that coming up. But I'd be okay with not going to the doctor for months. I'm sick of going. Oh, goodness. Well, it is what it is, We can't control those things. For sure. I'm just trying to clean up my desk here a little bit. I've got to... Her hair that I was working on is still in my bag that I took to the doctor with me. So, she's pretty long. Let me see how long she is. Which I hadn't got her little tail fins on yet. Down here on this end. But let's see how long she is. So about 15, probably about 16 by the time I get those little tail pieces on her, little fins down here. It'll be about 16 because it's at 15 now, and I know they're at least an inch long. So she's pretty good size. And I did use a number 5mm hook on her, so an H hook. I think I might have mentioned this, and I mentioned it to Big Daddy, and he didn't say a word. My desk is falling apart. It's breaking in several different places, and so I looked online at some desks, and they're just like super expensive, but I don't want a big expensive desk, and I want one to fit in the space that I have, right? So I was thinking of getting, I would be happy with just some tables. Like I want U-shape. Right now my desk is L-shape. So like I have, my desk this way, and then I have a piece this way. And I sit right here, and there's a wall right here. And sometimes this little space gets smaller and smaller and smaller. What I would like to do is have a U-shaped desk where I could work on this side, work here, and be able to sort my things out instead of like this big one huge pile. But I think I was trying to measure that, so I have the yardstick over here, and I was trying to just measure like how much room do I actually have. And I think I would be able to pull this off a little better if I got like a 4-foot table from Walmart and a 4-foot table from Walmart. And I would like a 6-foot table here, but I'm not sure it's going to fit. So I would have to get a 4-foot table and do something like that. I don't know how much more room that would allow me. I need to do some measuring on the back. I did measure to see that 4 foot would fit right here, but I need to do a little more measuring on the back side and see what fits there. But yes, I'm aggravated with what I have going on, and so I need to figure something out. And Big Daddy did not seem interested at all. But he better get interested because we gotta do something. This is not working. And plus with my desk falling apart, I gotta have a place to work. So anyway, I'm thinking about that, and I think I'm going to measure up here and see what's the max I can do this way. And figure that out. Yeah, that's what I need to do. But I would like to have workspace on this side, so I'd like to just shift down a little bit, shift my desk and stuff down. I'd like to just rearrange this whole room, but I don't have the energy to do that, and Big Daddy don't have the ability to do it either, so puts me in a position where I think I'm going to be wanting longer than I want to want. You ever get these ideas and you want to do it right now, but you can't? And so, anyway, I'm still working this over in my mind, trying to figure out what I can do to get a little more organized in here. And I just need all my workspaces, all my rooms with my things organized better. One thing that I know Big Daddy don't understand, and you've probably never thought about it either, it's hard for me to paw in things, and I don't need to be pawing in drawers trying to do things because I don't have anything there to get things with. And to paw with that, I might have mentioned this. Feels like I said this already. To paw with this right here, this is very, very sensitive. There's just all nerves all right up under the skin. And it's very sensitive to touch things with that. Even just touching with my hand is almost too much. So I do have to, you know, watch that and be concerned with that. I'm not able to paw and dig in boxes and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm rambling so bad. It's because I don't feel good and I'm tired and I don't have no energy to do anything else except ramble. Oh goodness, y'all. I'm sorry. I feel like this whole day was a flop. And I feel like this video is a flop. And yeah, I probably shouldn't post it, but I don't have anything else to post. So we're gonna post it. And it is what it is. Because it's my life. It's a crochet vlog. This is just my day. My crap day. I guess we're all allowed to have a crap day, and this is my crap day, and I may have more than one this week. I don't know. I wish I had the energy to like just do something different, but I don't. Anyway, I'm gonna get her hair out of my bag, and I'll try to crochet on her hair. I don't have that much more to get done to finish it, so I want to finish her hair and finish her tail. I got too much clutter going on up here. It's getting on my nerves. I just want a workspace and put my clutter somewhere else. It's getting annoying to me right now. I don't know. I'm all over the place. My doctor didn't help me in that sense. Remember, he gave me those 5 sleeping pills, and yeah, I first off, I can't lay in the bed more than 4 hours at a time because I will, like, that's my limit. I usually sleep about 2 to 3 hours. More than that, I'm hurting and so stiff I can't move, and it's just not in my best interest to lay in the bed for more than 4 hours at a time. Like 4 hours is my limit, and still then is iffy. And then I can sit up for a while, and then I start hurting, and I need to go lay down for a while. So it's a back and forth thing, and that's okay, because my life, there's no reason I have to be up for long periods of time. There's no reasons why I have to be in the bed for long periods of time. I just work around my body, what my body tells me to do. But anyway, I told him that, and I told him that also I need to be able to work and do stuff the next day and not be groggy and so sleepy that I can't hold my eyes open. And so he was like, so that didn't help. I was like, no. And so he said, how about you try a week or 2 of Xanax and see if that helps any anxiety. I said, I don't think I really have anxiety, but whatever, we'll try it and see. I mean, I'm sure I do have a little bit of anxiety, but I don't want a drugged up feeling. I don't want that feeling. And so I don't know if that Xanax is going to help me focus on my projects to get them done or not. But we'll try it a couple weeks and see. And then he said actually to come back, and I would come back then, but I did look on my chart, and he didn't have me returning back until either June, I think. It was a while. It was more than a couple of weeks, but whatever. I don't care, because I'm not anxious to go back to a doctor anyway. In July, I have a lot of appointments, so I need a little lull time with no appointments, actually. Because like I said, I get overwhelmed. And just adding in medication on top of medication, I can't stand that. I can't stand the thought of adding medication on top of medication. You know, like every time you go to the doctor, they're like, here, well, let me get you a prescription of this, you know, and it's just like, I don't want more prescriptions. I need to take just the basics that help me. But I guess everything kind of does. I don't know. I did that a while back and kind of broke down my prescriptions to say, okay, this helps. This, I've never, you know, felt anything different from taking this. It doesn't help the issues, you know, and this might, but I'm not sure. And so I broke that down one time, here a while back, just a few months ago, actually. And I did only the medications that I know that my body needs, because I can tell a difference when I don't take them. And then I took this section and kind of weighed it out, like, okay, is this helping? Does it not make a difference if I don't take it? And, you know, kind of sorted things out through there. And I took myself off some medications, and I told him that, you know, these weren't doing anything for me except costing me money. And he was like, okay, well, if they're not helping you, it's no you ain't taking them. But I feel like we've built back up prescriptions again. It's like last week I was put on 5 new prescriptions, 4 when I was in her office, and then she put me on another one later in the week. And then he put me on a new one today, and that's just, it's too much. It's too much. I know, I'm just rambling and complaining and whining, and I either want to go to bed, lay back down, and just go to bed for a little while, or I'm not thinking about everything, or find a movie to watch and work on my mermaid. Because nothing else is going to get done or solved. Anyway, I've been holding you guys hostage for way too long. I'll see you all later in the next video. Love you guys. Appreciate you all so very much. I hope you're having a better day than I feel like I've had. It'll get better, though. Tomorrow's a new day. Thank you so much for following along with me on this crap day vlog. I feel like my whole day was a flop. But I'm going to get it together, and tomorrow's going to be a better day, because I'm going to decide that it's going to be a better day, and I'm going to choose joy tomorrow, not today. Remember, it's a beautiful day to crochet.